towers to waste. Tell me how to...
Dire team ban.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to round 2 between YSM and MIFC. First round going quite convincingly to MIFC, who got that early game momentum going, making it extremely difficult for YSM to sort of counteract the deep dive and gank rotations that did come out from what has to be said, a symphony of skill in some cases. And I'm joined by Avril.
Oh, there you been. And, wow, first ban from YSM. Any surprises there? I don't think anyone's surprised by that. I'm pretty sure everyone and their grandma and their grandma's dog expected this hero to be banned out straight away from YSM. Total respect ban on one hand, and also total, wow, OP hero ban on the other hand. So, no surprises there, I don't think.
Wow, and yeah, I don't know what to say about that. I think the domination that did come through, and it wasn't all just Night Stalker. It was a combination of also Slaughter, some great support there from Lich and Rubik. So it was a team.
I actually have to say did a lot of work.
Yeah, so I think it was an overall team effort, but just clearly the powerhouse being focused in a fulcrum of damage in the form of a Night Stalker, and there was not much they could really do against it, and so they have done the respect ban, and you know you can't blame them. You really can't blame them. Sitting back thinking about their batch, you can't blame them.
I think they still could have, you know, had a better warding game coming into the first night. I think their warding game, as I mentioned last cast, was not amazing. I think they should have warded a bit more carefully, knowing that there was a Night Stalker. I'm still not really convinced by the Lich pick. I think after seeing that game, I think in general MIFC's picks were pretty good, but I'm still not convinced about Lich. I think I need to see a bit more Lich perhaps to be yet convinced that Lich is really good now. I mean, Lich is still where there's a bet. So MIFC think Lich is pretty good. Obviously, they first picked Lich, and there was a. I'm not too sure about Invoker either. I'm not too sure either team should pick up Invoker again this time around. I wanted to mention this last game, but the real problem with Invoker is that even with the buffs that he's recently had, he still suffers from a really poor laning phase where, you know, unless you go Exhort, his base damage is really poor. But if you go Exhort, you're kind of not getting Wex, which is where the real buffs came into. The real buff came into Wex, where the EMP is really great now. On top of the fact that you can hold 2 spells at level 2 rather.
Going
so
in,
not really convinced by Invoker or Lich.
Going into the draft, however, the bans coming out of MIFC is the Elder Titan, followed by Lich, which we were just talking about. Night Stalker as the respect ban in OD. And you can see the purse pickup for YSM. I'm a little bit hesitant to say how this is going to go with the recent nerf. The reduced range on Lasso. You can still play an effective Bat Rider, but it makes it a little bit harder to land those Lassos and sort of drag your opponent out of position because it is a shorter cast range. Darkseer, though, still a strong pickup.
Melee cast range on. And Darkseer is a hero that's not too unfamiliar with nerfs either. Probably one of the heroes, if not the hero, and someone can check for me, but I'm almost certain Darkseer is right up there as one of the most nerfed heroes in the game. He's been nerfed time and time again, but people still pick him because he's a great hero. And Bat Rider's had a couple of nerfs, but nowhere near as many as Darkseer, so I expect Bat Rider to still be a really good pickup.
Yeah, he's been nerfed a lot, and I don't necessarily think it's warranted. But the community, they react, they figure out where the new niche is for the hero and how to be played, what the new lineup will look like, and he still seems to make an appearance, you know, quite regularly.
He's still good, because he's still really good. His kit is still, like, incredibly good. But Darkseer's kit is in my opinion, he's one of the most well-designed heroes in the game. His kit is just great. It's so good, and the nerfs were warranted. He needed to be nerfed, and it's really telling as well how accurate the nerfs are. or rather how accurate the balance is, in that he's been nerfed really hard and yet he's still picked up a lot, and that just says to me that he's been balanced properly now.
MIFC setting up what could be a mini wombo combo. Don't want to say it too early, but you got Darkseer, you got Gyrocopter. Those two heroes, they do synergize well. Whereas it looks like YSM are gonna fall back on the true proven strategy that they know well, which is the split push, which is the long game. The long game. They are looking for the long game. They are looking for a bit of red Dota. Although it's been removed elements, they really love the long game. Most of the cast I've done of them is them excelling into the late game. So
it's this kind of lineup so far, Batrider and MP with the Prophet can go late game, but I actually think it excels in the mid game, or even the early game. Actually, as soon as level 6 hits, it's really good. Even before level 6, when you have a Nature's Prophet, the guy TP's in at level 2 if you like. Level 1 if you really like. That's kind of like not really. It's a bit risky, and you still really want to go Nature's Call level 1, but level 2 for sure. He's probably going to have teleport, so. It is a really gank heavy team. Batrider is super gank heavy. Flaming Lasso, we know the story behind that. Nature's Prophet, TP ganks, it's crazy. We know the story behind that as well. So I think so far with their picks, mid game, sort of early to mid game, around the 10-15ish minute mark, or whenever Batrider hits 6 is really where, at the moment, it looks like their team will shine.
And we are going into the second setup of bans, and I like YSM's ban. Like they still ban very confidently. They ban out Jack, they ban out Puck. They've got a strategy in mind. They're well versed in the Australian Oceania Dota scene. So they're not going to take. I don't think they're going to take their loss to heart too much. They're going to shrug it off and look at ways to learn from that and push through to try and win this match to go to game 3. Meanwhile, I think the strategy out of MIFC is probably to play safe. They're going to be looking for the safe draft as opposed to what they had in the previous draft, and look to just consolidate that win they already have under their belt.
And, you know, that's good. The mentality that YSM should have now is to kind of shrug off the last game, kind of forget about it for now. I mean, revisit it at some point, but for now, focus on the current game. In fact, on top of that, with that kind of mentality, I think they should also recognize that the game from last game was kind of lost at a pretty early point, and it's often a good mentality to kind of GG the game out when you know that it's kind of just gone a bit too far, and in that way you can kind of recollect your thoughts as a team and really go into the next game without being beaten down too much. Whereas if you let the beating go on for a bit too long, it kind of really dampens your spirits a bit. So that's the kind of mentality YSM should have going into this game, is to kind of move past that a little bit and just really focus on the game at hand.
Wow, and let's just have a look at those pickups now. Vengeful Spirit and Chen. I'm not sure about the Chen. I think Chen can sometimes be a bit of a gamble, because everyone is...
Chen's always a safe in my... If you got a good Chen, and I assume since I know we've swapped the teams now, so I don't know who's going to take up the Chen, but you know, a team that picks Chen, you only pick Chen if you know that your guy knows how to play Chen, and well too. And you know
what I mean by a bit of a gamble is that like most junglers, you know where he's going to be. You know that he's going to be within the sphere, so you can plan to gank. You can take command and sort of just overwhelm them if you can, in terms of just picking off Chen where you can, and they're outnumbered in one of the lanes because now they don't have a hero. So it can be a bit of a risk, because it depends on where you pick them up in the draft.
You also know where the other heroes are going to be, though, so it's not so much knowing where he's going to be. In fact, a lot of teams don't know where he's going to be. That's the kind of role of jungler in general, is that you don't really know where he is. You know sort of where he is, but you don't actually know where he is, and you have to look for him. The fact that you have to go scout for him, you have to maybe drop wards, that's resources you're spending now, to actually look for him.
Yeah, but look at the lineup. We just talked about this gank heavy lineup. We've got a Vendetta, we've got a Nature's Prophet who can just TP in at any moment. We've got a Batrider with the lasso. So if one of them goes hunting for them,
happen till 6.
if one of them goes,
going to happen till level 6.
If one of them goes hunting for them, they'll be able to get an early gank, even when Nature's Prophet being able to TP in at the early levels. So, like I said, it could be a bit of a gamble, depending on how YSM are looking to play.
Team ban.
I think Chen is a kind of hero that really excels, especially against YSM's current lineup. Will really excel before level 6. Post level 6, he's going to struggle because obviously Batrider, next Assassin, Nature's Prophet. But the good news is, as long as he positions well, he shouldn't ever be the main target. Gyrocopter's always a bigger target. Darkseer is always a bigger target than Chen. In a team fight, you're not really looking for Chen because he's got a big heal, and beyond that, he's not offering too much. He's got like an okay nuke, but Gyro, you want to focus him down. Darkseer, he's gonna ruin your team fight. You want to focus him down. So the good news is, as long as he's not on his own too much, as long as he's positioned well, there are bigger targets on MIFC's lineup to be picked off.
And now we go into the last picks of the draft that will probably seal off what the lanes are most definitely going to be.
Please be Bloodseeker.
I don't think it's.
Bloodseeker
I don't think
or Broodmother.
I don't think that either of those heroes are in the captain's mode. So I think you're going to be.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're out of luck, I believe.
probably for good reason. Probably for good reason. Bloodseeker, best hero 2013. I don't want to call it too early, but Bloodseeker, pretty good hero now.
But there's last two slots now. Kunkka, and I like MIFC's lineup again, or LFC's again.
I see wombo combo potential in this lineup at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not like extreme.
Yeah, they've got it. They've got.
Disruptor.
Yeah, they've got
There's
it.
no Enigma, but there's some sort of combo here. I mean, it's not as if they swap the Chen out for an Enigma and they swap the Venge for a Disruptor, this would be like next level wombo combo.
See, and being picked up by YSM, man, I feel that their lineup is quite safe. Is looking for the long game with the Alchemist in the mix as well as Nature's Prophet, whereas MLFC, I think they're going to be looking for more the same. Yeah, they're going to be looking to push aggressively again.
Alchemist is like the safe bet. See, that's the thing about the beautiful thing about Alchemist is he's just good all game. He's good mid game because you pick up the Shadow Blade, he ganks all the unstable concoction, and he's late game as well because he's Alchemist. So he's just good all game, but he's also your late game safety as well as Prophet. Really, they're both kind of your safe late game players. Everything else is kind of mid game for me. Nyx Assassin falls off late game. Batrider falls off late game. His Lasso's, I guess, pretty nice still late game, but beyond that, he really falls off. And whoa, Chen going for double smoke straight off the bat. Crystal Maiden falls off even middle game sometimes. So YSM for me, definitely mid game strength right there, and the same with MIFC, really team fight heavy. So you have a team fight heavy team versus a gank heavy team. It's going to be really interesting.
And it does look like both teams are looking to meet in the Radiant jungle. Blocks, or if not protections from those blocks coming through, and this could be an early initiation. They do have the smoke, they could use it, they could look to initiate early, get the drop on the enemy team, and I do feel as though the level 1 team fight coming out of the Dire team is much stronger.
They have a couple of I mean, it's always going to be strong because Gyrocopter's got Rocket Barrage, and Rocket Barrage is like one of the best level 1 spells. But coming out of it's scary on both sides because YSM got a couple of stuns too. They got Unstable Concoction if he levels it. Frostbite, Nyx Assassin and Pale hits multiple targets. The Tar from Sticky Napalm is pretty dangerous as well. So I think if they fight each other, it's going to come down to who gets who first.
Yeah, no initiation. There is a ward there, but I don't think it actually blocks any camps. So I might block that one, but I don't think it actually does. I think it's too far away.
It doesn't block. It doesn't block the any camp. It needs to be like here to block the camp. It needs to be here to block. If you can see where I'm drawing.
Yeah. So really, they're just using it for vision. They're just using it for vision to see where it's going because they planted it on purpose. So and they planted a ward here to also give them vision over that high ground.
It's really aggressive wards, and you also have an aggressive ward here, bottom lane. Tri-lane definitely want to make something happen with that rune ward.
And so let's look at the lanes. So we got in the top lane, we've got Gyro going up against the Nature's Prophet, both in the long lane. In the jungle, we've got a smoke up already out of Chen and Vengeful, and they're looking to rotate around and potentially get the first blood on.
Oh, it's because he's got a. It's because he's got a Centaur, man, and with the Centaur, it's easily first blood, especially against a level 1 Prophet. No TP, no Sprout. This could be your first blood right here.
Down comes the stun. They're going to follow through with the Centaur stun if they can do it. Rocket Barrage comes through. The creep blocks the tower damage. That's all they really need from the creep, and they're going to pursue him into the woods. Roydzy is looking for where to go. He's looking to Duke. And
no rotations from YSM. No rotations is... I mean, sure they don't have TP scrolls yet, but I don't know.
And
it was slightly botched. It was slightly botched from MIFC though, because they didn't land the Centaur follow-up. I almost think if Roydzy just kept running, he might have survived potentially.
And a quick apology to those guys about the overlay. I changed my OBS today, so I forgot to set the button. So I'm clicking the mouse to change the overlays, and it's not doing it. And I apologize for having the captain's mode overlay all the way through. Anyway, into the game. Yeah, nice rotation, good gank. And in the mid, in terms of laning, it is Conker going up against Bad Rider. Bottom is a tri-lane going up against the Darkseer. And this Darkseer needs to look at, yeah, he needs to be very careful with three locks down.
Actually Darkseer is winning. Miracle Drug's actually winning this lane because they're not going on him. They're giving him a free lane. When you're running a pseudo tri-lane with two junglers, two supports pulling jungling, and pulling's been nerfed anyway, but that's what they're doing. And they're letting Darkseer get way too much in this lane, especially when it's a kill lane and they have this many stunning abilities. They're actually going to go mid instead. They want Conker, which I think at this stage is a less important target, potentially, than Darkseer, because I think Batrider can kind of handle Conker on his own, or he should at least be able to. He's got advantage in terms of bottles, advantage in terms of range. Darkseer's going to be a problem in the mid game if they don't focus him. Oh, there's even a courier in the mix.
And here they come in with the stun and the lasso. Firefly, out comes the stun, but it misses. It's out of range. He uses charges on the wands to try and get away, and it is driven off. It is a slight fail there, or big fail.
I think Katy Perry forgot that Impale is no longer a targeted ability, and that you have to actually use it on the ground now. Before the 6.79 patch, Impale, you could click on the target, and Nyx Assassin would only fire off the Impale if it's a 100% hit. Now that doesn't happen. You have to fire it on the ground.
You have to eyeball it.
It's a skill shot now. It's a skill shot now, so you have to hit it, and he missed. So it's unfortunate.
Yeah, and as that was all happening, Chen blocking the lane to allow some extra damage to go down on the tower, and they're looking to drive this tower down very early, play aggressively, and not let YSM get their farm that they want. And good to watch out, Nature's Prophet. Those creeps now give up a lot of gold, a little bounty, a lot of XP, so just bringing them in to block.
He definitely wanted to use the treants to deny, but this good Centaur stun stopped that. And if I'm in MIFC right now, I keep pushing. You keep pushing until they respond. Keep going on that tier 2. Lock this Nature's Prophet down. Put down a ward here. Maybe put down a ward here as well. And just keep going. Because until they respond, you're going to get a lot of towers. And it's also going to... It's going to force rotations out. And that's really... It's going to give Darkseer's time... Miracle Drug's going to have a lot better time as well. Not that he's having a bad time now. He's actually having a really good time, which is another problem for YSM.
He also picked up that kill from Conker that we missed in the mid lane, diving and then sort of securing that kill. Conker overextending. And there's more smoke. This is the smoke. Heavy gank game. Vendi is in trouble as Vengeful comes in with the haste, with the stun, with the... And he looks the Batrider, he looks the Firefly out of there. They are going to pursue. Crystal Maiden comes through, and she does save the day. Chen takes a little bit of damage. Nature's Prophet comes in. Everybody's here. Ghost Ship comes down. This has turned into an early game team fight. No one was expecting this. And still, nobody dies. Nobody died from all of that.
Another botched gank. I mean, we saw them miss Torrent, and that's... I mean, I think he should have hit that, because it was a stun target. Batrider wasn't going anywhere. That should have been definitely a follow-up. So, actually, Miracle Drug just killed Miracle Truck just got a kill.
Yeah, on Darkseer in the Radiant
He's
jungle.
doing really well. He's doing too well for YSM right now. I mean,
Let's...
they can't let him do this well. They really can't allow Darkseer to do this well. Not with a Nyx Assassin, Crystal Maiden, Alchemist lane. There's no way they should have let him go this far.
Looking at the CS, as you can see in front of you on the screen, it is Alchemist leading the way, followed by Gyrocopter and Darkseer. And converting that into net worth as Gyrocopter and Darkseer all the way on the top. Following closely is Alchemist, who's got 2 levels of Greed or Greed. In fact, he's gone for this split build between Acid Spray and Greevil's Greed.
It's a very balanced sort of build, I'd say.
Yeah, not putting the one into
If there's a gripe that I have with this build at the moment is that he's not using Chemical Rage enough, because obviously you get the mana regions. Oh, there we go. He uses it now, so that means he can spam the acid a bit more. If you're going to put extra levels in the acid, you want to spam the acid, especially because Miracle Drug's shoving the lane so hard right now with Ion Shell. He really needs to counteract with the acid spray.
And a stack. That'll be the first time I've seen stacking happen in the new patch. A stack going on down here with the new easy camp in the bottom lane. And Acid is just cleaning up those creeps. They are killing some of the creeps though, so they are successfully pulling, and in comes Darkseer to try and contest, but there's almost nothing left. Up comes the charge. This is looking like it might be a stun. Vacuum comes through. He picks it up, even though there was all that stun there. And now Darkseer is pursuing.
Even one walk has to run. It's only a level 1 concoction. This is a level 4 Ion Shell. That is 90 damage per second.
Yeah, Darkseer proving to be a thorn in the side for YSM. They're just not finding their feet in this match at this stage. They are 1 down, 1 up. Of course, the enemy, and in the top lane, Crystal Maiden seals the deal with Gyrocopter.
Royzy actually got that one with a lasso from Nebdi as well. So there we go. YSM picking up pretty decent pick-off in the form of Gyrocopter, who got an assist and a tower early on. So
look out in the bottom lane though. He charges up the unstable concoction to go down onto Darkseer. Darkseer could be in trouble. He searches out, and in comes Nature's Prophet to block it off, but he sensed this coming and chooses to go the other direction. Venture's there to body block or to provide some
sidelines too. Haiku there to support as well with the stun should they need it.
That's a good guess there.
Man. If Kunkka goes invisible Ion Shell, this is really cheeky now. This is super cheeky. But I like it. I love this right now. This is extremely cheeky. And if Haiku gets a stun, oh, Nebdi's in a lot of trouble.
X-Max the spot comes out too. No, X-Max the spot was used too early while he was stunned.
No, it's not used too early. It's only level 1. And level 1 X-Mark is never going to get you a torrent. He should have just landed the torrent straight away. He's got to just use the torrent straight away. And
now this looks like it's going to be a reverse gank. Boat comes in, but it misses everybody. The stun comes through. They are looking to do enough damage. In comes Vengeful and Nature's Prophet Road. They want to get this Kunkka kill, but are they going to pay for it with their life? CM is also there. Batrider picks up that kill, and that must be feeling very sore for MIFC, who looked to gank and failed, and that was turned around on them. Now it's 3 for 3.
Yeah, you really can't afford to be botching those stuns like that. The follow-ups, I mean, especially if it's not, in my opinion, a particularly difficult follow-up with the torrent. You really got to be top, especially at this level. You're at tournament level, winners bracket especially. You really can't be affording to mess those up.
Yeah, but a deep warding going on the mid lane as they sense there is some ward action here on the high ground, on the Dire side. And the tables are still saying carry Darkseer with leading the way with 4,000. Followed closely by Jaro. In fact, they swap around a couple of times during that. Gold and XP. Gold way for MIFC, but XP is only 500 in it, so they are very close. And in the bottom lane is initiations. There comes down the lasso. In comes the call down. It does catch 2 heroes. In comes the boat for the Wampa combo. It does seal the deal and kills Next assassin, another kill going down into YMC. There's 3 for 1. And it's not over yet. The homing missile's coming in. There is also a Crystal Maiden in the jungle.
I gotta say, they finally got the target they wanted to kill. They finally got Miracle Drug, but at the cost of 3 of their own heroes. So at the end of the day, you know, Miracle's winning even when he's losing. He's winning even when he's dying, he wins, because that was a 3 for 1 trade.
Yeah, and this is a best of 3 match. 1 match already up to MIFC, and they look like they have not slowed down in their momentum from the first game. But it is being challenged reasonably well by YSM, who I think they're playing better than they did in the last game. They're just a little bit better.
They're making the pickups, but they can't be doing the trades like that. They have to find a way to kill Miracle Drug without losing anybody on their side. They have to do more ganks like they did against Vazy, where they.
Oh, look out, Kunkka! Kunkka dives too deep. He is being picked up, and that's just a Crystal Maiden ult plus a couple of right clicks. Look to dive and get the CM. That was a successful bait coming out of YSM, and now they turn the tide on the Dire team, who beat the feat to retreat. Blink comes in with the lasso. Stun comes down. It all comes undone. All their hard work. Now it's another kill.
Parry with the triple.
Kunkka buys in. He's looking to also drive them off. Vengeful pathing difficulties on the tree almost dies off, and now it's 6 for 6, tied all up. The graphs are all going to be changed up as Alchemist now takes second spot, just under Gyro as the net worth.
So 2 kills and a buyback. That's a win for YSM for sure in that fight. And just as I said, they needed to do a sort of fight or a sort of pickup where they get the kills, the important kills, without losing anyone on their side. They immediately go and do that. So the stars must be aligned. YSM definitely got the ESP going on there, knowing exactly what to do.
So early pickup for, as you saw by the stats that have been posted there. Thanks to the stats, man. You can see that the early pickup there by the mechanism. Average of 7 minutes faster than competitive play. So that's going to prove to be a thorn on the side. And that's the power of getting those early towers and also all those assist kills that happened earlier on in the match. Let's have a look at the items.
Starting to see YSM come out with core items now. Royzy picking up the Handamitis at 10 minutes, so about 3.5 minutes ago, with Blink Dagger on Nev D, which is still fairly early, I'd say, at even about 12-ish, 13-ish minutes. It's still fairly early in my book. Alchemist, One Walk, Shadow Blade already, so starting to see these core items come out now. But the real fast item, as our Statman indicated, is Baskip's really quick mechanism. So I think at the moment, in terms of core items, YSM definitely ahead.
Yeah, it's going to give you that much more tankiness, that much more staying power. And they all TP to the bottom. In fact, so does it looks like it will be a reaction TPs as well as the Radiant as they come in. And we will see a team fight here in the bottom lane. Blink in as well. Well, it looks the lasso. He comes through, but there's the vacuum, and that's the reverse gank. Then the Dire, they need to push this. The Radiant, they should be backing off. Boat comes in, call down comes through. They aren't over. The Dire are pursuing. They're looking to go against the Crystal Maiden, who uses her ult in a large ditch effort to try and do some damage, or at least call a retreat, but it's not enough. And now they just aggressively push through to the tier 1 tower, which will not be glyphed, will not be saved. And it's not over. Surge coming down onto Kunkka. Chen's creep going to block the lane, and now also pushing through. So they haven't finished up yet with this push. Are they going to try and trade them in?
Push mid though. Split pushing mid, like a prophet does.
Yeah, and I just don't know if he can do. I don't know if he can do enough damage early game. But there's an invisible rune here as well as a smoke. Or no, Vendetta as well as a smoke. They can, and they should. But
they see him.
They put down the ward. They see him. And they're going to keep this pressure on. They're keeping the pressure on because they know that YSM, they do like the late game. And they've felt a bit of the pinch already from YSM. MIFC, they don't want to go down. Bat Rider waiting for 17 seconds, looking to try and hold back off as much of this assault from the creeps as possible. And the Dire. I think they're going to pull out.
Mana spin there. I think if they had kept up, perhaps, when cooldown's back up, Darkseer has a vacuum. They could have taken another fight. Conker's ulti was up. If they wombo comboed another fight, they could have easily had that tower. CLM kind of just freely using his mana like that may have been slightly a bit of a problem in that push. I feel like if he maybe saved his ghost ship, waited for some sort of initiation from perhaps even a Vengeful Spirit who just swap the Alchemist in, something like that could have possibly given them the tower.
Oh, Batrider could be in trouble here. Everyone could be in trouble here. Radiant comes through. Mechanism comes out. Hand of God comes out. Mechanism still on cooldown. And that is a dead 2 heroes. This not over yet. They want to go on Alchemist. In comes the stun, the torrent, and the walk. X marks the spot. Retreat from CM and Nature's Prophet. And now they're pushing the tier 2 mid. The momentum clearly has swung in the favor of MIFC, and they know this because they are just pushing aggressively without. They're not leading up at all. Quick rotation to mid, and this is going to be another quick rotation, I feel, to top lane.
Already 3 towers to 0. That's the level of map control we're looking at right now, and this will be the 4th tower very soon. Number 4 going to CLM.
Yeah.
4 towers to 0 is the current score in terms of map control.
Yeah, now they're going to rotate. I feel they're going to rotate to the top and look to get their tier 2 in the top lane. The bottom's kind of open as well if they want. Well, look, or at least retreat back, pick up some farm, round off, and finish those items that they're looking so desperately to complete.
There's a problem with YSM right now is that they're not roaming. The smokes are no longer coming out. Let's see if they have any smokes on. 0 smokes. They have a gank heavy team, but the ganks aren't coming. What they should be doing now, immediately after MIFC took that tier 2 tower in the mid, they're sort of in a phase where they're backing off to go back to farm a little bit. They're backing off to play a little safe again. That's when YSM need to strike. That's when the Vendettas need to come out. That's when the Prophet has to ready his TP for the ganks. Is when the smokes are going to come out. Shadow Blade, Concoction. They have all the tools. They just need to execute right now. And I feel like instead of trying and attempting to go for the smokes to get those key pickups, they're trying to play the same sort of farm game that MIFC. But it's not what their lineup's intended to do, and I think they're not really playing to the full strengths of their lineup.
I have to agree. For once, I have to agree with what you've said. I do think they're not playing to the strengths of their lineup whatsoever, but I feel that the potential to go and look for ganks has kind of fallen off.
The smokes are going to come out.
Yeah.
The smokes are going to come out for sure.
And as predicted, the top lane now gets pressured next. This is going to force a response from the Radiant team.
That was a good Nature's Prophet ulti. That was a really good Nature's Prophet ulti. It's going to do a bit of damage, make it slightly difficult for MIFC to just push in like that. And, they have the power through Batrider to, actually, I think Conker's X mark really counters Batrider in a way, so it is still slightly dangerous. Maybe if he picks up the Conker, it'll be safe. So if Batrider gets in, drags the Conker out, they have a chance.
Stats favoring that of MIFC yet again. Early pipes based on average in competitive play, and Darkseer having a high percentage of wins.
The good news for YSM is that pipe's not going to be. It's going to be good, but it's not going to be ridiculously good. It's gonna mean that CM's ulti's not going to do that much. Maybe. Oh, here we go. Ooh, do they want to do something here? Maybe. The blink is too good though.
Yeah.
That's 2 ultis down. That is 2 ultis down. This is time for YSM. This is opportunity for YSM right now. Two big ultis are down. What will YSM do with this opportunity?
They'll look to just push off the lanes again, return to farm, and there's no look at this. The Dire, they're not leading up. MLFC, they are pushing it. They are looking to book the lane. They want this tier 2 tower. They go through Crystal Maiden's out of position. Look out, Crystal Maiden. You are going to get mounted. In comes the vacuum and the impale stun. A swap out on bench
and a swap.
on the Bat Rider. Bat Rider desperately wants to blink. She gets stunned down. Hand of God comes through. And now they turn back onto the tier 2 tower, having executed that again with a symphony of skill.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Katy Perry hiding on the sidelines. Yeah, there was another problem there. YSM kind of backed off. It looked like MIFC backed off, but they came back in, and that's when YSM were like, oh, okay, MIFC are coming back in. We thought they backed off. They didn't back off. I think perhaps YSM responded with their own retreat, maybe a bit too quickly. Possibly they should have just.
I think they thought.
The ground.
I think they thought that their dire fallback was like a proper natural fallback. They didn't expect them to return, so they looked to rotate. And unfortunately,
I mean that was the best, and that was the best chance for YSM as well. 2 big ultis down. They really couldn't have asked for a better opportunity than that. Than say maybe perhaps if a couple of the MIFC heroes were just dead. But you know, 2 big ultis down, and they're still pushing into the T2. That really was the best opportunity for YSM in that moment.
and now as Rosh is going down under the debuff from also the amulet.
Or Nivdi wants something.
Medallion, I should say. I casted that wrong.
Radiant's bottom tower
Oh, and look out, more damage going down to Nyx Assassin, who gets caught out of position. Gets X marks the spot into a net creep and followed up by a rocket barrage.
Level 4 X mark is seriously strong. 950 range is the cast range. That is seriously strong for chasing down people.
Yeah, and of
You
course,
want to make solo pickups?
Gyrocopter goes unstoppable as they push down the last remaining tier 2 tower, and it looks like
has fallen.
yeah, looks like they're going to defend the top. Still, only 1 tower to the Radiant team have fallen, mainly from neutral, from natural creep push.
Yeah, I don't think they pushed that. I think that was just the creeps. And even top tower, it's only 211, 209 health down, so it's not in particular danger at the moment. It's still going to take a bit of time for Roydsy to get that damage down. He's got a Shadow Blade now, which I suppose is pretty good. But their team just needs so much more, so many more items. Alchemist is pretty poor at the moment as well.
Yeah, good question posed there by Mr. Statman. Will we see amulets being picked up by Alchemists as a new build?
Yeah, I think it will, because the Alchemist HP regen on the ulti with the buff it counteracts the armlet a little bit, or entirely actually. It counteracts the armlet's HP drain entirely. So armlet is basically free when you use ulti. So I think it will be a standard
Yeah, and also
Alchemist now.
it also lends its hand to how you normally build an Alchemist. Lots and lots of rapid attacks. So that's going to make it even faster. So, yeah, and you may see a lean away from this hand of Midas, as we see here with YSM. No hand of Midas at all.
Another Vlad's coming out. It's got to be Bloodseeker 2013 and also Vlad's 2013, because something crazy's happening here.
And potentially another smoke to come out of the Dire team. They have it available. They are bunched up. They seem to be hunting for something, though.
Well, do you see the damage aura coming out now? We have Pack Leader aura from the Alpha Wolf, 30% damage. Vengeance aura from the from Vengeful Spirit, level 3, 28% damage. And Vlad's, what's that, like 15, 16? 15% damage. The extra damage coming out just from the 3 auras stacking is really massive right now.
Yeah, actually, look at Gyro. When you look at Gyro with that aura, he's clicking for 200 and 396. 296.
The 3 auras combined. Oh man, 296 with the 3 auras combined. Look at that. And when he walks away, he loses about 60, 70 damage. That's how much damage the auras, just the auras, are giving at the moment.
Yeah, and so they will be looking or pushing for this top tier 3, this mid-tier tier 3 tower. I feel that they have the advantage, they have the control, and it looks like they are holding their ground. They have Aegis up on Gyro, so he can stay in. He can look to bait out. And they'll just be doing a little bit of chipping away at this tower. until such stage they see someone make a mistake, they'll pounce on it. So this is.
That's actually going to be. That's actually going to be level. That's actually going to be 81% extra bonus damage from auras when Avenge levels up again. And a level 4 Vengeance aura is going to. The combined overall damage from the auras is going to be 81%.
Oh, and look out, Alchemist with your Shadow Blade, he is caught out, but he does use it to get away, even though the net creeps are there to help get the kill. Opting for 2 of the net creeps and give himself some extra push with the creeps, especially with that aura up, those auras up. But look at Kunkka as well. Kunkka just going to be maddening with the Tidebringer with under those auras.
And the other problem is there's no wave clear coming through from YSM. Like, what really is their wave clear? You have oh, Vazey. Is Vazey in a bit of trouble?
No, he's got the Aegis, he's
Wall,
fine.
He has the Aegis.
He has the Aegis, he's fine, he's the bait. And they know this.
He shouldn't throw the Aegis though. I feel like he's just giving away the Aegis for free, and it's unless the Aegis was going to disappear anyway, I'm not too sure that's the best way to use Aegis.
Yeah, it's not really a giveaway because at this stage they are raxing the mid. No glyph available. It goes down and they are going to clean up the mid with the next second set of... I'm terrible casting that. Oh no, in comes the lasso. Down comes another abilities. Hand of God manages to save him, and Crystal Maiden goes down. Wow, and look at the damage coming out of Gyrocopter, right clicking down everybody. Only Nature's Prophet left alive, and that's a clean wave. Royalty calls GG again. Bowing out with grace. YSM losing for the first time, I think.
Yep, winner's bracket, so I guess first time for everybody in the winner's bracket.
If my information is correct. In any case, I am Omega Kai, and this is Avril. Thanks to TT Esports for sponsoring the event. You can see the link at the bottom of the page if you're watching the stream. If you're watching in game, go to the little tournament website button underneath the name Tide's Wrath. Click on that, have a look around, visit the sponsors website if you've got some time between matches. You can follow me personally. My details will come up on the screen in between matches while we wait for the next round. And yes, thanks to Avril for co-casting with me.